Let me ask you a very serious question. What if I told you you could buy land, build a fine house, and finish everything, and then one day government officials show up and tell you, sorry, this building is illegal, and they're going to bring it down? No refund, no negotiation, just hard nosed, cold demolition. Well, that nightmare happens sometimes because of something called government setback. In the next few minutes, I'll show you what setback really means, why it matters, and how ignoring it can wipe out your investment completely. Hi, I'm Michael Joby, a real estate advisor and educator. I'm also an associate with Billionaire Realtors Group BRG, the leading brokerage firm in Africa, and I help Nigerians in diaspora navigate the Nigerian real estate industry so that they can invest safely and avoid costly mistakes. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. If you are buying land in Nigeria, or you even already own land, or you are building close to a road, or a canal, or a drainage, or a power line, or even a highway, then this video is for you. Now, let's discuss government setback. What is government setback? Government setback is a minimum amount of distance that is legally required of you to live between certain kind of features to your building. Now, these features include things like roads, like highway, railway, power lines, or even pipelines. So even if somehow some of these things fall within your land, you are not required to build in that space. And here's why. Number one is for general safety. Now, be reminded that the government reserves it particularly for general safety for things like future expansion, especially if you're talking about a road here, or for drainage. That is, if you are building close to a canal, and this is to ascertain flood control, and in some cases for infrastructure maintenance. And this is, for example, if you are building close to a power line, a power line would usually experience routine maintenance, and the government want to make sure that even if anything goes wrong, that the damage is minimal and is put under control. And similarly, the government reserves it for investment protection. All right, so the a government setback is also to protect your investment. You can imagine when you build close to a canal or a power line, then that structure, that's your investment, can be jeopardized. So note that if you are building close to a canal, you're not only breaking laid down rules, but you are also endangering lives. So this is what people hate to hear about, when it comes to government setback. It is that even if a land has a CFO, as a certificate of occupancy, and the land is fenced, or people have even built houses and are living on that land, you can still be wrong. All right, and that brings me to something that we call right of way in real estate. Now, right of way is a legally protected area of land that is for public use and for public access and even for infrastructure. And this includes infrastructure like roads, rail lines, power lines, pipelines, and drainage channels. But here is something that you must bear in mind. Here is a warning. If your land falls within a right of way, you may not build there. All right. Automatically, building approval is going to be denied even if you want to build there. And even if you proceed to build a structure on that land that falls within a right of way without government building approval, that structure is 100% illegal. Right? And when the government comes to demolish that structure, they are on the right, and you're going to be eligible to zero compensation whatsoever. And it doesn't end there. If you build a house or a structure that is on a right of way and you need bank financing in any form or shape, like a mortgage for instance, you are not going to get any bank financing because no banks will be willing to take such risk. And if you build on the right of way, you also directly and indirectly affect the resale value of that property. So this is what smart investors do. Number one, at the very beginning of that transaction, they verify and conduct due diligence. They check the survey plans to ensure that the coordinates on the paper matches the coordinates on the land, and that the land does not fall under government committed acquisition. And then they also ask questions about setback requirements for that area, for that zone. At the same time, they check the right of way status to know if the land falls under right of way, and to understand the setback that they need to give from their property, from their building to whatever feature is around there. And they will also ensure that that land complies with planning regulations of the state, because every state has what you call a model city plan, and every builder, every homeowner is required to comply with the plan regulations of the state. So if this video helped you clearly understand what setback is, then ensure to subscribe for more educative real estate videos, because in Nigerian real estate, what you don't know can cost you everything.